Halloween. So as resellers, we hate it when we receive scary feedback. Negative feedback, 1 stars, 2 stars, item cleanliness issues, not as described. You all know what I'm talking about. So this video, I'm going to be talking about some things that you may be doing that you don't know may hurt your feedback score depending on the buyer. I'm also going to throw in a couple of myths and I'm gonna debunk them for you. So happy Halloween to you. My name is Karen with the Thrifty Flamingo. If you're brand new, I do talk all about reselling. I publish once a week, so I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back. Can you tell? I have a thing for Halloween. It is my favorite holiday. So I'm gonna make this video a little fun and hopefully you guys will learn some stuff along the way. So the first thing is being truthful about your fur babies. Yes, you that own the cat and the dog, maybe you have a whole family of fur babies. Me, I have 2. I have my hunter cat. You have seen him in some of my videos. He kind of gets jealous of the camera. So I also have another cat. He's a little more camera shy, Mr. Bigglesworth. How you go about telling, your potential buyers that you are pet friendly, that is completely on you. Me, I have a listing in my Poshmark closet that actually shows Hunter Cat on the bed in his little tie. He's right next to some of my packages and I explain about the supervisor. And in my Poshmark about me, in my welcome to my closet little thing I made, I also have a picture of him. So, I'm all very open about my cat. He's my baby. So how you go about this is completely on you. I do know that some people put it in every single listing. My previous video, I made 2 Poshmark listings. We got back to basics. And I said, always come up with a format. Have a way you create your listings from start to finish. So if you want to include that in yours, pet friendly, I do have a cat or a dog, or however you want to word that, that's on you. Why this could hurt your rating? Do you know how many people are allergic to animals, especially cats and dogs? My little brother, he tears up. He gets really puffy eyes. He'll start getting really snotty, I guess. Even during Thanksgiving when he comes over and I vacuum and I really go at it. And after 2 hours, he's puffy. He's, and so there's people with a lot more sensitivities to animals. So even just a couple of stray hairs, something that we overlooked. We're human, I hope you should be lint rolling your items, especially if you own a cat or a dog, So one tip, if you have a cat or dog, to kind of minimize the amount of hair that gets on your items. So once you photograph your items, they're already all clean, you should lint roll your items. You should lint roll the crud out of it, and then you should store it how you're actually going to send it out. Everybody has a different inventory system. These work wonders. These are hefty bags. They are like bread bags or storage bags. They don't have a Ziploc on them. I got this at the supermarket. They're $75. They also sell them at Walmart. There's 100 in these. These were cheaper. The only difference is this one does having the suffocation warning on it. They're open-ended bags. You would lint roll your item, fold it as nice as you can, put it in the bag, and then seal the bag with, pretty tape or however you want to seal it, and then mark it up and enter it into your inventory. So once it's in the bag, I don't care how many cats you have. What could get through that, right? If you keep your inventory kind of loose and, you know, just kind of in bins. Obviously, you have some form of method of maintaining your inventory, but, you know, having it open, there's gonna be more hair, especially since you're so used to it, you might overlook it. So de-hair your items and be truthful about your pets. Number 2, this is for all of you cigarette smokers. Now, if you don't smoke cigarettes, this is still good information to know. So, cigarette smokers, you get very used to the way the cigarettes smell. You almost don't even smell it on you. I can smell a cigarette far away. I am an ex-smoker. I'm very, very proud that I quit years ago, and I've been staying strong with that. But I was actually at Walmart, and I got out of the car, and I smelled it. I smelled a cigarette. There was a lady 5 cars down smoking a cigarette out the window. So I have a very sensitive smell to it. Now, somebody that, even a non-ex-smoker, someone who's just never touched a cigarette in their life before, it smells. Now, something about smokers is they think, okay, well, I'm not smoking around my product. You know, I don't go sourcing and light up a cigarette, and how would my clothes smell? If you smoke in your house, the smell permeates. It does. Clothing is very porous. Clothing will absorb every smell you put at it. The best thing to do if you smoke is to not keep your inventory in a place that you smoke cigarettes. If you have access to like a basement or a garage, some place that has never ever had a cigarette smoked in it, that's where you should be keeping your inventory. That's the only place that you should be going through your inventory. You should not have it in the house or, you know, wherever it is that you smoke cigarettes. If you smoke in your car and you just went sourcing, keep it in your trunk. You know, the clothes will pick up on it. So my husband did order a shirt off of eBay, and we get it. And we open it, and the moment he tore open the package, he went, "Ooh!" And I went, "Oh!" And I was across the room. It smelled like somebody had rolled it around in an ashtray. Granted, we have very sensitive smell. Like, we could smell that because we used to do it for so long. But it was bad. It was really, really bad. So just don't keep your inventory where you smoke. Also, wash your hands. If you are keeping your inventory completely secluded and you were outside or wherever smoking a cigarette, and then you go into the clean room, let's call it the clean room because that's exactly what it is. You go into the clean room and you're folding things and you're putting them in the bags. What do you think is coming off of your body and off of your hands? It is the smell. Now, the other thing that these bags will do is once they go out of the clean room and they are in the bags, they should protect it from any kind of smells. For those of you who do not smoke cigarettes, you should be protecting your items in bags because it's not just the seller who can be smoking a cigarette. There are many stories, I'm sure you've heard about it, of a non-smoking reseller shipping out an item and getting a bad mark because, oh my goodness, it smelled like a cigarette. The postal worker may be smoking in their truck. They may be, you know, there's a lot of people that touch our packages in between A and B. From the moment you give it to the post office or put it in the mailbox, whatever, and the the buyer receiving the item, there's a lot of people touching it. So protect your items from smells. Myth. Told you I'd have some myths in there. So myths. First myth is that the thrift store items that you thrift have to be washed. This is a myth. Now, let me clarify. Most people don't donate old clothes that were sitting in their hamper. When do you donate clothes? Maybe before you were a reseller. You know, usually when the seasons change, people start going through their items, or maybe when they're moving, and they're going through clean, folded laundry that's in their drawers. And they're like, nope, that doesn't fit me anymore. Maybe they're going through their closet. Nope, that doesn't fit me anymore. Let's give it to the Goodwill. Most of the items have already been laundered. Now, you do need to use your discretion at this because, yeah, what did I just talk about? I just talked about cigarette smoke. So there may be somebody that was a donator that, yeah, the shirt had been gone through the wash, but it smells like smoke. Maybe it smells like it's been, stored for about 20 years, like that musty old person smell. I don't know, like mothballs. Take your items and smell them. Take a good whiff. If you are purchasing a shirt, smell the underarms. If you smell any type of obvious BO or even deodorant, that means it needs to be washed. If it just doesn't smell like anything, that's okay. Use your best discretion. But you don't need to go thrifting and getting however many clothes that you get and doing 2 or 3 loads of laundry. That is a waste of water. That's a waste of, the bill that you pay to run the washing machine, especially if it doesn't need it. So definitely be a little bit more picky about what you're actually washing. Number 3, using items like these to make your clothes smell pretty. No, you do not need fancy dryer sheets or liquid softener or Febreze and Febreze wannabes or added crystals that you add to your washing machine. Sure, if that's how you wash your clothes, some of us like that. Some of us love like the lavender and all those fun fragrances they have, but it's not about you. It's about the person purchasing your item. Now, a lot of people think they have a fragrance allergy. However, it's not an allergy, it's a sensitivity to the smell of it. This can cause headaches, migraines, it can make people nauseous. Why would you want to do that to your buyer? And it's not just fragrance sensitivity. We're also talking about skin allergies that are caused by a few things that are in very common detergents. I do have very sensitive skin. I cannot use anything with smell that touches anywhere in my nether areas. TMI. I know this, but that's just me. There's some people that if they put a shirt on and it was like washed in whatever detergent, if it had certain ingredients in it, they can get red itchy bumps. They could get burning itchy bumps and a rash. How uncomfortable is that? So you should purchase unscented detergent. Purchase it just for those clothes that you purchase to resell for when you do have to do a load of laundry. A myth. Stay away from anything that says dry clean only. Dry clean only is the devil. Myth. Dry clean only, most of the time, you can wash those in a regular washing machine. So garment manufacturers, and this is coming from like high-end, designers, that they wash their dry clean only stuff in a washing machine. So no matter where you get the clothes from, whenever it says dry clean only, the maker is putting on that label the safest way to wash it and the safest recommendation. It does not mean you have to dry clean only. Am I saying just throw it in a washing machine? No. If you take that dry clean only item and put it in a laundry bag, seal it with a zipper, put it in the washing machine, cold water, delicate cycle with the minimal amount of gentle cleanser. This is where you would be using something like Woolite. So the only time that, dry clean only really is dry clean only, and this is where you'll have to use your discretion. Silk, something that's when you pick it up, it's delicate, maybe something that's extremely lacy, or something that looks like it would start pilling right away. Maybe something with like a lot of wool to it. okay, you know, something extremely delicate. But I'm sure you have all been thrifting and going through things, and you look at the tag, you're like, ugh, dry clean only. Who's gonna want that? There are people that won't buy something because it's dry clean only. Isn't that crazy? And it's such a nice item. So don't go putting, you might have a gem. You might have found like an awesome item and you're like, oh, this is great. Dry clean only. No, not at all. That is a minute. And tip, next tip is if you have something that just needs a quick refresh, it's not dirty, it doesn't really stink, but there's a little bit of an unusual smell to it. You can't quite put your finger on it. Where most people would use like Downy or Febreze, and I told you, none of that. Your friend is crazy, right? The Russians, huh? So I'm not gonna say this aloud because I don't want YouTube flagging me. Yeah, you all know what this is. Cheap stuff. The cheaper the better. The cheaper stuff has a more potent smell to it because it's not as refined as much. So you take this and you mix it 50-50 with water. Shaky, 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 shaky. Spray, spray, spray. This is actually part of my reselling like kit. This has saved me so many times. This will get out that slight musty smell of, you know, it's been hanging in your closet for like years, or maybe grandma gave you that like an ugly Christmas sweater and you're like, yeah, that's money, but it smells like grandma, but it's clean. You know, you would just 50-50 water and put it in here, spray the item on a hanger, spray it, make it damp. Don't completely saturate it that it's like dripping. Damp. Make it damp. Hang it to dry. I promise you, your clothes will not be smelling like happy hour. It actually dries odorless and it lifts the odors out of it. So any kind of musty smell. This is also great if you order something online. Maybe you are looking into opening up a boutique, and maybe you got some shirts screen printed. A lot of time, especially with shirts with a lot of screen printing, you smell the paint or it smells like factory, and you open up the bag and ever order something from China? Yeah, and it smells like China? I really hope China doesn't smell like that. You know, this will take it right out once it dries. It's not that quick, but it has to dry, you know. So this should be part of your arsenal. This will last you a while too. I think this thing was $4 and change, and the water and dollar store for that, you know. So arsenal. The last thing that really could be hurting your rating is being open about any flaws and being honest and disclosing any flaws. Yes, you can sell items that have a flaw to it. Don't try to hide it. You know, even if it's like the tiniest little like pen mark on the inside pocket, or like something so small, you might even think it's like insignificant. They're gonna find it. They're gonna see it and they're gonna be like, why'd you send me this stained item? Here is an example. My husband just cleared out his closet to up the amount of items in his Poshmark closet, and he gave me this gem. This is a Tommy Bahama. It just doesn't fit him right. He loves Tommy Bahama in the summertime. Tommy Bahama Bolo. Yeah, Tommy Bahama flips so quick, and it's a larger size. So it's a lovely shirt, but let's see, where'd it go? See, so small I can't even see it. It's a tiny little mark. I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna try to get it out. If it doesn't come out, I am still listing this. You know, why would I just donate that? It's so small. It's on the back shoulder. It's not like a humongous pizza stain going down the front. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tiny flaws. You need to disclose this stuff. Granted, we are all human, and hey, maybe you overlook something. You can't help that. You know, but if you know it's there, you need to be honest about it. My friend picked me up this. She went to an estate sale and she said, I got you a present. I hope you like it. So she got me a Coach bag. She got it for me for 50 cents. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I made a joke. I'm like, I'll give you $1 for it. She's like, it's on me. But she said there is flaws to it, and I saw it right away. It's kind of like peeling. The flower's kind of like peeling up. The inside of the bag's very clean though. You know, I'm going to list this on eBay. I don't always do auctions. I don't. But I'm going to put it up at auction and say, hey, you know, it's a gorgeous bag. Maybe somebody's crafty and they know how to fix that. You know, maybe someone just needs a bum around bag, or maybe they need the accessories off of it. Maybe they want the zipper because theirs broke. You never know why somebody would want a damaged item or an incomplete item. So I'm going to put it up there. I mean, it was free, so why not? So just be truthful, disclose. If there's, you know, whatever flaw there is, take photos of it and put it in the description. If there's photos of it and it's in the description, you have your booty covered, you know? So you might still get a poor rating if they purchased it and didn't really read the description or look at the pictures clearly. But you did your job. Myth that you have to disclose where you got the items from. You do not need to do that. This is your business, not their business. Once you purchase anything, whether it is from a store, new with tags, whether you go to a thrift store, wherever you get your items, once you purchase that item, you are taking possession of it. The previous owner or the manufacturer cannot dictate how much or what you do with that product. That is the law. So when your buyer, sometimes on Poshmark, they get a little crafty and they'll say, hey, you know, how long have you had this? Or where'd you get this from? Some people know, you know, a lot of people know. I mean, hey, I'm putting it on video right now. A lot of people know that there's people like us that go to thrift stores and we pick up all these clothes and we sell them for a markup. They know that, you know, so, and it's like a stigma. People have this thing in their head that, oh my goodness, thrift store items. Oh, I don't want that. It's such a bad stigma. I'm sure every single person has found gems. I wear some stuff that I found, you know? So it's like, no, there's some really good items thrifted and it just has a really bad like stigma on it. And that is your business to know where you got it from, nobody else's. So how you deal with the buyer is completely on you. You could fib. You could say, I don't remember. My favorite thing to say is I got it as a gift. That's very vague, but they can't say, well, how much did you get it for? Where did you get it from? You know, they can't ask that because, hey, I got it as a gift. That's my own way of dealing with it. You know, if you want to be truthful about it, be like, hey, I got it at the Goodwill. They're going to be like, then why are you charging me $40 for it? You see how that can go downhill very quickly. Myth. You do not need to disclose that. Thank you so much for watching my boo-tacular video, a Halloween edition of the Thrifty Flamingo. If you are new, I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. I do make videos weekly. Other than that, I would also appreciate a thumbs up if you guys have learned stuff. If you have any tips or you have any myths of your own to debunk, hey, leave them in the comments below. I would love to read that, and I'm sure everybody else would too. Other than that, everybody have a spooky Halloween.